Hey guys, this is JHP back with another video in Tekken 7. Today I just want to basically show some simple movements, simple ways to practice. And it's really for beginners. I'm not necessarily a pro at this, but I am intermediate. That's the way I look at myself. Pretty good at the game, but I'm not tournament level type stuff. So let's go ahead and start. First, I'm not sure if you guys noticed yet, but he is mimicking my movements. You can do this right here. Put mimic. There's different goals when you go into practice mode. There's different goals that you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to train specifically. Right now, the reason mimic is in the game, at least the way I use it, is basically to figure out what moves you throw the quickest, because these moves are the ones that is gonna basically start off your, other movements, or just like almost a jab. So I've been training with Josie for a while. One thing I noticed is that Josie has a slow straight and Hachi has a faster straight. So check it out. Hachi will land his before I can even land mine, therefore he gets that hit. When it comes to the jab, it's equal. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You want to see which moves is going to be quicker, because maybe from this range you can pull up some straights and some crazy kicks and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But when it comes to close range, the quickest is the best. And the best thing to do is to try not to get up this close unless you already have the offensive advantage. But if you so happen to get right here, throw the quickest move. Also, as for Josie specifically, I noticed that Josie has a quick lead kick, and Hachi has a slower one. These things are good to know when you're training with your character and the one you're trying to perfect. Her back kick, her back leg, it is faster than Hachi's. It's kind of rare, but she has a quick back leg, and she has a quick, she's a good kicker. Josie was taken from Bruce, and she does Muay Thai, so kicking is really good when it comes to her. You could also try this with, different angles, like holding back. Her back square is really quick. Now, one thing I noticed with her, her back triangle is actually a setup to a counter. He only does that animation whenever the opponent hits. So with her specifically, it is a really good way to attack if you know the person is attacking too at this range, because this will happen every time, unless of course they go for low. So yeah, this is a good way to practice mimic. It's just basically seeing what moves are quicker. Okay. Gonna land that every time. Next is just standing. When you do just standing, you're basically just trying to get used to that character. You're just trying to get used to the character. You're trying to learn. You keep going to move list, checking out the move. You know what I mean? Looking at them, see which moves you want to practice. And you just want to stand. You don't want to block, because you're just trying to learn the moves first. You're trying to learn and memorize what moves you're gonna use, right? Now, when it comes to memorization, you want to focus on certain things. When it comes to move list, um, you want to make sure your combo is, uh, should I say, an ongoing combo even when they do block. And we're gonna talk about that because we're gonna put stand guard. But right now, we're just memorizing as many moves as possible. Don't worry about the 10 hit combo. That's not really important. But just worry about all the other move sets and trying to get used to your character as a whole. After you do that, you gotta focus on certain moves like that has these little icons on the side. These icons represent something. For example, this icon with the green represents that your opponent will be spinning. Therefore, if you already are juggling your opponent in the air and you do a move with that symbol on the side, your opponent will spin and bounce off the ground, so you'll get another chance to keep on, continuing your combo. Here's another one. And one that I like to use, where is it at? I think, yep, this was the one I like to use a lot. That's my favorite one. Alright, so just learning your character in the beginning, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? See what I mean? You have problems in the beginning. And then you get good at it. That's just learning your opponent. So you have it on stand, you don't want your opponent to be blocking because you're just trying to land his. It's like a dummy, really. Next, standing guard. This is when it gets a little bit more technical. He is gonna guard, if he can, he's gonna guard. But he's not gonna guard the first hit. So this type of training, the goal is to show you and reveal to you those combos who are going to land even after the enemy has decided to block while you were throwing it. So let me see. I want him to guard all, but I want him to stand and guard. Yeah, let's see. Natural guard. That's not what I want. Let's see. There you go. So go to your CPU action 2 and put standing guard. What this does is when you're refreshed, you punch or kick or whatever the case may be, and the first hit usually lands, but then the hits after that, he will try to block it. And I really do mean try. So what you want to do is you want to figure out combos who are just natural, just flowing, and does not, the enemy is not able to catch up with it and block. So that is too quick for him. So he's not able to block that. But if I do this, he's gonna block it. Jab, and then I just press jab again, he's gonna block it. And so not all combos on your move list is gonna do this. Let's try this one. You saw that? That is not necessarily a natural combo. The only reason the low landed is because he did not block low. I don't have him to block low yet. But after this move, he would have blocked that. if he knows already. If this was a real opponent, and you know this because he blocked the last hit. He blocked it, so that's not a natural combo. I still love it because it's good for juggling purposes, but it's not a combo that it is good to use while you're just both feet on the ground. You know what I mean? So yeah, you go down your list and you try to check out which moves are best that will not allow the enemy to block. This is some more technical training. Alright. Lastly, go ahead and put Mimic again. Okay. So, there's different ways to get off the ground. There's a couple ways that I like to do it. One is I press either square or triangle while I'm about to hit the floor. You don't hold it, you just press it. So, and do a quick roll. Alright? Quick roll. There is a pretty decent window, so it's not like you have to get it like so precise. You just basically press it when you feel like she's about to hit or he's about to hit the ground. But it is not like you got to get it like, you know, real precise. Another one is just holding back. Now, when it comes to your movements, you can hold that. You know, when you're trying to wake up from using a movement, you can hold that. So a good example is holding back, and she just gets up. I'm holding it. I'm holding it the whole time. I'm not tapping it whenever I feel like she's about to hit the ground. I'm holding it. Holding it. Let's see. Now, this one. It's risky. It's risky. And the reason why I say it's risky is because it is good. Very rarely is it good. Because, first of all, that's not going to do a lot of damage anyway. This move, if he was to rush me while I was getting up, that little kick up, that's not going to do a lot of damage anyway. So it's not really too important. But it gives the enemy a chance to juggle you and you know, put you back in the air floating. So that's not really a good way to wake up. The best way is to just hold him back, rolling. If you start learning an opponent and you see that he has a stronger side, try to roll the side that he's weaker at, or whatever the case may be. And last of all, my favorite, just lay there. Just lay there. Basically, you just lay there, and in the while that opponent is attacking and trying to rush you because he thinks that you're about to just get up and he's trying to juggle you, you find an opening to kick the legs or to kick the head. You know what I mean? Stay there, kick the head of the legs. But the safest way, I feel like, is the quick roll. And a lot of times, if they try to attack and juggle you while you're getting up, the quick roll gets out the way. But there is specific characters that have specific moves to attack you from a quick roll. So just keep that in mind. You gotta in the beginning you gotta learn your character, but later on, if you want to take this to another level, you gotta learn the opponent's characters too. You pretty much gotta learn every character in the game. So or at least how to defend against their movements. So let's go back over it. We talked about the mimic. All right, trying to figure out which move is quicker. We We talked about just learning moves. Just learning the moves. Just learning the moves. And we also talked about learning your natural combos, the ones that you can't block. See, that's not natural. Lastly, we talk about wake ups. This is just simple ways to learn the game as quickly as possible as a beginner. You go into practice and you just practice. You put in the time. Now, once you feel comfortable with your character, you want to test out how good you can be. Don't just jump into the game. I mean, unless you wanna earn money and everything. But if you're trying to really learn your character thoroughly, just put it on CPU and put it on the difficulty. What difficulty you feel more comfortable with. You start off from easy if you're a beginner. You know what I mean? And you can work yourself to medium. Then you work yourself to hard. I messed that up. I'm gonna get that combo. Oh shoot. Gotcha. You work yourself too hard, very hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, I forgot he attacks low, so I can't really. I gotta be careful with the lows because he attacks low a lot. I gotta learn Josie again, man, because I haven't been playing with him for a while. I ain't gonna lie. But basically, that's about it, you know? You just try your opponent on real life situations. Whatever combos you decide to learn, like for example, I got it on ultra hard, and I learned this combo from her. So I try it over here. Because if I can't do it on ultra hard here, then I can't do it during game on ultra hard at least. So that's about it, guys. Peace.